Rocky, a brindle pit bull with expressive brown eyes, found a safe haven with Sarah. Inside their quiet home, he was a creature of gentle habits. But the moment his paws touched the sidewalk, the world outside transformed into a landscape of overwhelming fear. Every walk became a tense battle, a tightrope walk of anxiety for both Rocky and Sarah. Sarah quickly discovered Rocky's anxieties extended far beyond the expected loud noises of city life. Out on their seemingly quiet suburban street, even the most innocuous triggers could ignite a frantic response. The sudden rustle of leaves, the distant jingle of a bicycle bell, or the unexpected appearance of a squirrel could trigger a frantic lunge, a torrent of sharp, desperate barks, and an uncontrollable pulling on the leash. Encountering another dog, even across the street, was a guaranteed explosion of fear and defensive aggression. This intense leash reactivity transformed daily walks from a simple pleasure into a constant, exhausting source of stress for both Sarah and Rocky. She often returned home physically and emotionally drained, while Rocky would retreat, trembling, under the bed for hours, his sweet indoor presence completely vanishing the moment they stepped outside. The most peculiar and truly perplexing trigger, however, was hats. It wasn't just certain types. A simple baseball cap worn by a jogger, a wide-brimmed sun hat on a gardener tending their flowers, or even a child's brightly colored knit beanie. Any form of headwear could instantly send Rocky into a defensive frenzy. His body would stiffen, his hackles might rise, and he would bark with a raw, desperate intensity, often whining and pulling violently on the leash, trying to back away as if confronted by a genuine, terrifying monster. It was a deeply specific and utterly inexplicable phobia that baffled Sarah. She felt a profound sense of helplessness and frustration, unable to understand the root cause of this seemingly irrational fear, or how to begin to unravel it. Sarah exhaustively explored every available avenue, devouring books, watching online tutorials, and reading countless forum discussions on reactive dog training. She meticulously attempted desensitization techniques, offering high-value treats from a safe distance, hoping to create positive associations. She varied their walking routes daily, trying to introduce novelty and avoid predictable triggers, and even adjusted their schedule to navigate the neighborhood during quieter, off-peak hours. Yet, Rocky's profound fear of hats remained a steadfast, impenetrable barrier, preventing him from experiencing any semblance of a peaceful walk. Each failed attempt, each moment of Rocky's terror, chipped away at Sarah's resolve, making her question if he would ever truly escape this particular, debilitating phobia. The simple joy of a shared, relaxed stroll felt increasingly unattainable, a distant dream. One quiet late afternoon, during a particularly fraught walk where Rocky had erupted in a fit of barking at a distant cyclist, an elderly neighbor, Mr. Henderson, was methodically tending his vibrant garden. He was a familiar, almost iconic sight in the neighborhood, always amidst his meticulously cared-for flower beds, invariably topped with a distinctive, wide-brimmed gardening hat. This time, instead of rushing past or offering well-meaning but unhelpful advice, Mr. Henderson simply paused his weeding, straightened up with a gentle sigh, and offered a soft, understanding smile to Sarah. He kept a respectful, non-threatening distance, and his quiet, non-judgmental presence, without a single word spoken, offered a profound sliver of unexpected comfort to Sarah, a rare moment of empathy in her daily struggle. Days slowly stretched into weeks, then into months, and Mr. Henderson became a remarkably consistent, almost predictable, fixture in their daily routine. It seemed he was always outside during their usual walking time, whether meticulously watering his rows of blooming plants, pruning his rose bushes, or quietly reading a newspaper on his porch swing, always with his familiar wide-brimmed hat firmly in place. Each time they passed, he'd offer a soft, encouraging word to Rocky, a gentle, low murmur that never forced eye contact or interaction. He simply existed as a calm, unchanging presence in Rocky's tumultuous outdoor world, a steady, gentle anchor in what was otherwise a swirling sea of overwhelming triggers and anxieties. His predictability became a quiet comfort. Rocky's once violent, frantic reactions to Mr. Henderson and his ever-present hat began to subtly, almost imperceptibly, shift. The desperate, frantic lunges towards the end of his leash lessened in intensity, gradually replaced by a tense, cautious curiosity. He would still stop abruptly, his brindle ears perked forward, and a low growl would sometimes rumble deep in his chest, a remnant of his ingrained fear. But crucially, he no longer tried to bolt away with the same raw, unadulterated terror. Sarah noticed him observing Mr. Henderson for longer periods, his head cocked to one side, as if trying to decipher this calm, hat-wearing figure who never posed a threat. It was a tiny, fragile crack in the formidable, long-standing wall of his deepest fear. Emboldened by these almost imperceptible, yet significant changes, Sarah began to deliberately and strategically incorporate Mr. Henderson's house into their daily walking routes. She'd plan their path to walk past his garden at a slightly closer distance each day, always remaining vigilant and ready to redirect Rocky with a gentle tug or a soothing word if he showed any signs of escalating panic. It was agonizingly slow, painstaking work, a true test of patience, often feeling like 2 steps forward were followed by 1 disheartening step back. But Sarah's determination was unwavering, sustained by the faint, flickering hope she now saw in Rocky's gradually less intense reactions to the kind, hat-wearing man. She knew this was a marathon, not a sprint. Sarah watched these slow, incremental changes unfold with a mix of awe and renewed, fragile hope. The daily walks, which had once been a source of profound dread and anxiety, now held a delicate, budding promise. She realized that Mr. Henderson wasn't just a neighbor. He had become an unwitting, invaluable co-trainer. His steady, predictable presence, devoid of pressure or expectation, was doing more for Rocky than any specific training technique she had tried from books or online guides. The progress was undeniably fragile, a delicate dance of trust, but it was unequivocally real, a powerful testament to Rocky's deep-seated resilience and Mr. Henderson's quiet, intuitive understanding. Sarah finally started to believe a truly peaceful future for Rocky was genuinely possible. Then, one crisp, bright morning, a truly significant moment, a quiet breakthrough, unfolded before Sarah's eyes. As they approached Mr. Henderson's familiar garden, he knelt down by his low garden fence, his hat still firmly in place, and began speaking softly and gently to Rocky, his voice a comforting murmur. To Sarah's utter astonishment, Rocky, after a long, drawn-out moment of profound hesitation, his body tense but his gaze fixed, took a single cautious step closer to the fence. His tail, usually tucked tight between his legs in fearful situations, gave a tiny, tentative wag, almost imperceptible, but undeniably present. It wasn't a full greeting, not a joyous leap, but for a dog so burdened by past fears, it was a monumental act of trust, a quiet, tear-inducing triumph for both Rocky and Sarah, signifying a new chapter in his healing. Rocky's journey reminds us that true healing takes immense time, unwavering patience, and often help emerges from unexpected places, like a compassionate stranger. If this story of resilience and the human-dog bond touched your heart, please like this video. Subscribe to Snug Tales for more heartwarming tales and hit the notification bell.